Jesus Christ. Twitch, we demand you take off the blind playthrough tag. It's too offensive. What? Why is there a 4 GB update for Disco Elysium right now? Play no spoilers. No, I have it. I'm pretty garbage with halberds, so respect for using it. It's horrible. It's an awful weapon. It's like it's exactly like poleaxe, except your heavies do less damage and it's slower. And you can make work of it against shorter weapons. Like I think it's better against one-handers than poleaxes, but it's also like horrible if you're you know, you try to fight a weapon that's longer but better. Like poleaxe isn't longer than halberd, but it's long enough to make halberd's range advantage not there. And so same with greatsword and like other weapons like that. And you like if a player's good, he's just not gonna whiff out of range. I'm gonna try and like make it work anyway, just because I feel like it. But especially with like jab collides not working still, Callan, it's super frustrating because I feel like weapons that are normally slower would be better if jab collides worked, but they don't. It's this horrible like mix of problems that is completely ruined because the mechanics don't work. You'd notice it a lot more, Callan, if you ever like dueled an arena against a good player, which doesn't really happen too often. You have to like organize it with a good player to go into arena with them, and then you have to like queue up at the same time and just hope for the best. But like I fought Swag Mountains in arena. I've fought I fought Cryptic in arena. I fought Cetamork in arena, and it really does make a difference being able to like jab defensively to protect yourself against a jab or a gamble. And it just doesn't work. Yeah, jabs are weird. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work. People block mine in their mid swing. No, that's because the start of a counter window is actually a riposte. Because there was that issue before. Do you remember when like the game came out and you remember when the game came out and you had that problem of like people countering specials, or so they thought, because it wasn't actually that. If you remember that, then you might know what I'm talking about. Like they just solved the problem by making it a mechanic instead of actually solving the problem. Because you can't counter specials, but the beginning of it would block specials anyway. So people were like, oh, dude, you can counter specials if you just do it last second. But you couldn't. It was just a riposte. It was like a fake riposte. And now it's just a real riposte, so now it works all the time. Okay. When we last left off, which was a while ago, we were still investigating the murder, and we found a man who didn't want to talk to us, but he clearly knew something. And rather than tell us to come talk to him, he sort of hinted to go talk to him. Eviction notices and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. Flip up glasses. I can become smarter by putting those on. The box is filled with cleaning chemicals. It smells of laundry detergent. I don't know which apartment he's in, but he gave us a key. Someone has drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall.
That isn't just a 5-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism, in other words.
Inspect the symbol
star
closer.
and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
Why is it upside down?
To symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it.
Why the
The
antlers?
wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world, and at the same time above it.
Why is it white?
Because white is the color of peace.
Yeah. What does this evoke?
Nothing at all yet. Right now, it's just meaningless shapes on a wall.
Alright. Is this the
This
apartment?
door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it.
Do I have chain cutters? This is not my bag. We could cut this open.
Why would we want to break into some random citizen's apartment?
Just something we could... It seems like something we could do.
The lieutenant looks at you for a long moment, then blinks once.
I suppose if one were committed to it, there's a pair of chain cutters in the kinema.
Well, I'm not gonna. But we could do it.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10.
That's not it. Number 9 is locked. The apartment mailbox is overflowing. Hey.
Give me a moment.
The elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to be having difficulty
The
breathing.
cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
He sneezes into a handkerchief. This won't take long. I have a few questions. I don't think a doctor's going to help with bronchitis.
Go ahead then. What do you want to know, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
I don't think that was a real name, but I'm going to ask anyway. I'm looking
Oh,
for
you'll
Martin
find
Martinez.
plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry.
Oh, none of these are like good answers here. She smiles a gap-toothed smile when she hears you mention the name. I'm looking for a real person named Martin Martinez. He told me.
Pea-brain. Someone played a trick on you. Martin Martinez is a name for anyone who comes from Martinez, like Jim Jamrock or Raoul Ravachol.
I knew that.
Oops, you really didn't get the joke there.
Apparently I stink.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
I'm looking for a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build. He's a smoker on the balcony.
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
He looks at the other end of the hallway.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
No trouble. I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives?
Talk?
She starts laughing, but turns into a violent coughing spasm. She squeezes her broom and trying to catch her
He
breath.
lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Thank you. What's out here? A note reads, foreclosed by the Martinez Realty Associates. I can't move. The game crash? No, it didn't crash. She's still sweeping over there. Hello? I think my game broke, which is bad. And I didn't expect this. Okay. Well, I didn't expect that. Luckily, it shouldn't be too hard to get back to everything going on there. And I'll just save before I go in there again, just in case. Because I don't know when the autosave would kick in. Maybe it kicked in when I got that, the name, or the, I'm sorry, the apartment. Hopefully. Yeah. I will, quickly retrace my steps.
That isn't just a fight. The star and ant, even today, to symbolize all the wreath of ant, because white, nothing at
Just retrace my steps.
this door has been, it's a solid lump of
Why would we want to break into...
the lieutenant.
I suppose if one...
Examine this.
You hear some.
Bye. Talk
Give
to
me a
you
robe,
again.
the cold never does any. Go ahead.
She's the cleaning lady.
Oh, you'll fuck pea-brain.
Oops. You really.
I thought it was obvious.
Yes, yes.
Looking for
Some-
that guy.
What's he in trouble for?
He's no trouble.
Talk. He lives...
Thank you.
There we go. Okay. I'm gonna quick save. And now let's try this again. Maybe it was just a coincidence. It was a coincidence that it broke right there. The sea looks cold. The sea below looks cold and winter gray. Someone has torn down the wall. Old grocery list on the table and some checks. Well, alright. Alright, so he's upstairs. I think she said 29. Old shoe rack, boots, sneakers, and slippers. 12. Snow coming from inside. And what about you? I unlocked it. Shower curtains are covered in some sort of slime. Slime? The stairs, actually. Hi, squirrels. Oh, there we go. It's right there. It says balcony. Yeah, I hopped into duels on Shiv 2 for some reason. It's because I hopped into duels because everybody had like gotten tired of playing TO, so it was just like me and Bunai, and then I decided to try duels with Halberd, and that was a bad idea. Plus, it's the day I'm supposed to play this game anyway. I play this game today, tomorrow, and then I'll play it again probably next Monday after that. Let's see. She's at 29. What's the door? Nothing for you here right now. This game's really good though, so I don't mind playing it, and I want to see where it goes. That is something locked. Up there. Someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus. What about you?
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Thank you, because I thought it was 29.
Let's see if anyone's home.
No one answers.
I knock.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
So I'm taking in the cold.
We should
spring air.
return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Tomorrow at 9 p.m.? What
The
do you mean?
smoker on the balcony. This is why we're here, right? He might know something about the murder. So tomorrow 9 p.m.?
Suddenly, he's a little worried about your memory.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
So
Damn.
day 2.
Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry, you'll get him. Remember, tomorrow, he's probably gone for today.
What about this door? This is door number 29. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. What about you? This is the door to apartment 30. Voices from within, singing along to some buoyant dance track. Can I go this way? Is that real? No, that's not real. The wall. Alright, so if he's not here, then I need to, like, figure out what the hell to do now. I guess I can go back to evil fat businessman and see about that whole thing. Also, there's an exit over here I want to see. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff I missed. Evil Union Man. Shoes. There's money in the shoes. Why is there money in shoes? I mean, it's not uncommon for there to be money in shoes, but it's weird that there's money in shoes here. You gotten to punch that one kid in the mouth yet? No, not yet. What's this one? This is also a balcony, but is this a different balcony? This is a different balcony. Okay.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at a sailboat by the pier.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
You leave money in the shoes to pay the ferryman or something. Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot about
I'm
that.
Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Hep, yeah. When's the last time you were tested?
Had a battery of tests just last week. I'm practically a patchwork of interesting critters. Kinda like a man-o'-war.
Despite the attitude, she puts the brush aside.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Is that oil?
Red dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
He says, studying the contents of Cindy's
What
bucket.
did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
That's some clever cultural commentary.
You ain't seen nothing yet, piggy boo.
What are you doing to the wall?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
So you don't know what to write?
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mona was here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cats. And my name's not Mona, so...
She wants it to be something true and total.
Why are you doing this?
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium.
You know, off topic, back to the shoe thing real quick. You think the ferryman, like, at what point does he not care about currency? Because, like, pennies aren't actually, like, copper. They're copper-coated, like, zinc, because it's cheaper. Like, would you have to have, like, an actual gold coin or something? Like, something he actually cares about Because, I mean, like, you know, the value of a metal is universal, but, like, you know, if it's just, like, a arbitrary currency, I don't think you would care. That's probably why you wouldn't like dollar bills.
I thought I'd mix it up, you know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation.
I have an opinion on this.
Yeah?
You keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
You keep looking off to the side of the wall. What are you looking
The
at?
lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms.
She nods disdainfully at the woman performing maintenance on the boat dock to the pier.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Who is
Probably
she?
the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing
Wacky?
her off is our best bet.
Oh, hell yeah.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to us on.
You know anything about the murder?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
So you won't tell us about the murder, but maybe you can tell us something about the murder victim's missing armor?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Come on, help me.
Ugh, alright. Sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Look cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time.
Got it.
Piggy, I have no idea why I just told you that. You look like a shaggy dog left in the rain for too long. I have a weakness for animals.
Yeah, I'd describe him as a shaggy dog.
Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Thanks. Oh, I didn't think I could just walk in here. What's in here? What do we got? I wish I could stay, but work beckons. I'm sure you'll catch the VOD. Cindy? Maybe it's Cindy's. Enough coal to last several winters. Smells of chemicals. Well, yeah, it's like coal. Jeans. Well, alright. I'm gonna quick save, just in case. You never know. And then I'll head down to the boat lady. Above the tarp, forgotten hammers and nails rust. What do we got here? It's locked. You can't get in. Well, alright. If you insist. And let's head back out to the street. And we'll go talk to that boat lady. You can sleep after 9 o'clock. Sleeping heals all your health and morale. Alright. Oh, I'm here. Okay. Cape Side Apartments. And that's just some directions. What's this? Inside the frame. Motorcycle. Okay. I can't get in there. I guess I'm just gonna head down and talk to her. I can examine this stuff later. Hey.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets.
He
A
looks like
silk
Judge
scarf
Judy.
is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
Yeah, you look like a Joyce. Also Judge Judy.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
What gave us away? Oh. She holds her hand over the railing. I'll shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold.
Like steel, there is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
Alright.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
How interesting. I wish you a
turns to
swift
unfazed.
recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Do you know something about these
That's
tattoos?
the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about these tattoos? How is you looking at the photo tied to the
Better
lynching?
not tie the forestay to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
What can you tell me about the
Everything.
strike?
Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What if I want to know trade
First,
secrets?
you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
I will slay an octopus.
Good luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What's your role?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
Okay.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Oh, you mean Measurehead?
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
She leans back and rolls her eyes.
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
Ah, that's pretty good
This
to know.
isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What are
There
their
are
demands?
leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
Seems like they have no idea about business.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker a member of the board.
Most of them probably don't know what that means.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyar at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
Oh, hey.
This checks out.
Yeah. What happened to the Guamon?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Well, alright then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
Think of Everard.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Yeah, that's about right.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
There's two of them?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the Union itself outside of them two?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
He hesitates, looking for the right
A
expression.
mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
I probably don't have an educated opinion.
Of course, officer.
What about the scabs at the gate?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock come to plead for work where the Union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
It's implied she's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
You said something happened at the elections.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Kind of extortion, probably.
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you
Yep.
for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Let's change the
Of
topic.
course. How else can I help?
Can you tell me what the lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Okay.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
Oh, and what happened to yours, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Remember when I had an episode? Yeah, I lost my badge.
I see. So,
looks
are you
increasingly worried.
saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
Yes.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please.
I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. Nothing.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
This is a red check. It cannot be retried. 58%!
She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
Surely there's some other ways to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like what?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Okay, excuse us.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How'd you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman.
Now?
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
What do you propose? That we don't investigate drug trafficking?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I'm sure you will, Detective.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I've talked to Everett Clare.
You have. And how did you like Mr. Clare?
He's a bloated rainbow socialist.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually, corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, Verm-like corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth.
Yeah?
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt Verm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
I'd rather not.
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
Tell me about the drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
And you want us to investigate?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
What do you mean?
The lorries. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they are vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
It's no coincidence that the... Wait, no. Let's see. What would I want to say here? Do you have proof that the union's involved?
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
Do you think the strike is being funded by drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
All right.
Yes?
We'll take it.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I suspect the traffic jam won't disperse for a few more days. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
I gotta go.
Detective. Take
care. The room in the Whirly Gig isn't much bigger than the sloop. This is worth more than you'll ever earn in your whole life. Okay. So we will go investigate. What's this? Looks like there was more construction here a long time ago. Okay. Time to investigate. Do I have points? Oh, I do have points. Wait, I got 5 points. Well, shit, what do I level up? Maybe I'll wait until I need a skill check. Ooh, the roundabout. And then after that, I'm gonna go talk to the bubble. Hey.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
Man mutters to himself, ascending the beat
A
as he
simple
goes.
little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
Keep listening.
From another planet. Hey there.
What's going on?
It's the jam, my man.
What's the
It's a
jam?
traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days.
So how long have you been here?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Extravagantly phrased, but I can roll with it.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
Behind the laugh, however, a touch of sorrow.
Yeah.
So tell me, what do you need?
What are you hauling?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Time to arrest him.
Okay, what are you actually hauling?
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. Mostly sporting goods, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
That your machine behind
This
you?
rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
Yeah, these lorry things are pretty neat.
Neat. For carrying large quantities of cargo a long distance. These found tracksuits need to find their way to the kids way out in Wamrau and Laurent Bird somehow.
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he's spent too long in this lorry.
Could I get one of those tracksuits you're
We're
hauling?
pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
So nothing illegal?
Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
Okay.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Time to level up empathy. $42. I can retry this multiple times. Oh, I should have tried it before leveling up.
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
You look sad. What's going on with
I'm
you?
okay, man. Just the jams got me down. The fumes, the chemical rainbows, the tarpaulin stretched on the frames and the dull engines off.
He recedes into the days of his own
Maybe
words.
the full-on direct approach wasn't correct. Damn, it's tricky business looking into someone's eyes and not doing it wrong.
You know anything about the dead man?
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
All right.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
You seem like a man who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
I'm trying to find out who's smuggling drugs.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This
Who do you
jam's
think?
got folks up in
Oh,
arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a
shame on
conflagration.
me. Who do you think's doing it?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
You're right.
Don't be a stranger.
I'll see you later. Nice man. So let's see. So where do you think the next driver is? There's this lady over here. I don't know if she counts. But she wasn't very talkative before.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Can I get your attention?
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Snap your fingers twice.
Where am I? Who are you?
Oh, that worked. I've jolted her back to reality.
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
Are you alright, ma'am? Who are you?
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
What's so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
What else would you
Back
be
in
then?
Mefka, during the time of the revolution, the sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buendero.
Ooh.
Until you came along, that is.
And who is that?
This is Gabriel Buendero.
She shows you a photograph in a lavish
A
amber frame.
strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all his lines.
Sorry to interrupt your dreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Mefk, it was a golden age.
I have some questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Yeah. But what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know what you're hauling?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
What if the cargo's
Then it's
contraband?
contraband, Loman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
That was a hard word to hear, let alone say.
Bad Hand, Hermenegildos' bad hand, strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
Do you know about drugs?
What do I need drugs for, Loman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare.
Not what I was getting at.
Then what were you getting at?
This line of questioning is going nowhere. Try harder.
What is it you're hauling?
Your man, Loman, what of it?
Okay, some people are trying to smuggle drugs.
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
You said you don't know. Could it be drugs?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grad. The U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grad, Loman?
Drugs?
No, Loman. Diamonds.
If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs?
Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Okay. If you're not involved with drug trafficking, why are you still? Oh wait, you're
Where do you
waiting
want me
for the
to
traffic
go?
jam.
This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the features of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
All right.
I think we're done here, no?
Thank you.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
He doesn't know anything. So from here, she can see somebody. Oh, could it be that guy? I'll ask him again, now that this is transpired.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
No. Maybe it's another driver that I didn't see.
Welcome to Rivachol.
The racist lorry driver. The remark isn't addressed to you, it's addressed to the lieutenant. Why are you addressing my partner like that?
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
You tell him.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What's going on?
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Rivachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense.
Uh-huh.
Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
I got your back.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
He spits.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
All right. Now answer
Whatever
questions.
you say, officers.
He waits impassively, a cigarette smoldering between his fingers. What are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
What are you trying to pick up?
Apples.
Apples.
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
Can I just do it again?
Not much anymore. Apples. Yeah, apples.
He's given you the runaround.
Nope.
Let's be honest, you were bested.
What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
He takes a long drag on his cigarette.
You know where that
Why
shit
not?
comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
But you're not smuggling drugs out.
Not in, not out. I'll never betray the purity of my tribe.
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about drug smuggling through Terminal B?
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
So why are you hanging around here?
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Do you know what happened to that other lorry?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some Kip boys smashed his luck and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Bad for him.
It's a fucking travesty, is what it is.
It's not you, then who could it be?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well. There's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Really, he's just selling his employer stuff. Stuff he stole after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry.
Where do I find
Just follow the smell. It smells like apricot and oil when you're nearby.
He had let out a raspy croak in response to his own sense of humor.
Yes, yes. Where is he?
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sealang's usually a little bit south of here, near the canal. You can't miss him. Just watch yourselves. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right? 100%.
All right, racist lorry
I
driver.
wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Need to pay him a visit.
Guess
then.
so.
Well, shit. He's not talking about you, right?
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man.
No. So where would another man be? They keep saying south, but like the only way I can think of that would be south would be this way. You can't go that way anymore. The right. Lower right. Oh, I didn't even see you. Could it be you?
You see a Samaran street vendor
Yeah, that's
surrounded
him.
by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Sealang is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here.
He gives you a thumbs up. What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool. The customers are cool. The place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
Let me guess. I'm cool.
You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang.
He makes his finger pistols and fires a few finger bullets into the
You
air.
feel a twitch in your index fingers. There's a finger shootout brewing.
Whip him out.
Don't shoot, officer. Have we got an arrest here or just a shakedown?
A shakedown.
Good one, officer. You're a funny guy. Now, what
Give-
can I do for you?
Give me your money. I need your money. No, I'm kidding. I need to ask you some
Then
questions.
fire away, officer.
Dot gained. Finger pistols, 9mm. This is a white check. You may retry it. Might as well. Persuade him to give you some... No, I'm not doing that. I don't have to. What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives.
Yeah.
Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
I'm super into drugs.
That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have any drugs on sale. Or at my home, or on my person.
Wait, I can... Oh, shit, yeah, do that. Let's get some finger pistols. Alright. Looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs. They're in this traffic jam.
That's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But, I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
Another driver has identified you and your lorry.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder, and he's an asshole. I'm...
He stops to think.
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
So you forgot to tell me?
Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity.
Hey, mortal. My source tells me you're transporting drugs.
No! That's insane. It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Maybe he's the one, huh? Have you thought about that?
Yes, but stop squirming and tell me what you know.
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd? You know, the drug crowd?
He doesn't want to talk about them. He's afraid.
Alright, you tell me what the fuck's going on.
Shush, please. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please, don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
You need to take us seriously. You tell me what's going on.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Is the lady driver the old woman back there? Dazed out?
I don't
Strange.
know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
It could be. She was strange.
Okay.
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
I'll look around, thanks. Funky sunglasses, huh?
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a small box. A variety of shapes and colors.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
Try 'em on.
Abort. These are hideous. What's more, they don't even fit your face. You can feel them pinching your nose and chafing against your brow.
Damn, officer. You look like a mega secret spy. Very secret. They're practically made for you. I'll let you have them for 2 real and 50 cents.
It's going to be very difficult for anyone to take you seriously with these things on your face.
No, you are definitely not buying those.
He takes them off your face. You're right.
Are you sure? But they look so good on you. You should think this through, officer.
Bye. Alright, what do you got here?
You see 2 lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found, durable wear sneakers, ultra serious.
I can see you've a taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
Inspect
A
the
pair
sneakers.
of found ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colorway, a jet black upper, and a silver-lined midsole.
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. Super rare, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real.
Only? That's madness.
Only? Those are actually, like, pretty good if I want to, like, shoot my fucking gun for some reason. But, no. Alright, one more look. What do we got
There are
here?
clothes inside. Cheap second-hand clothes, smelling of strangers' body odors.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
I'm leaving. Helpline controls the drawbridge. What was that? Sewer gate. A river to a filth. Alright. Immortal, how are you? We're still investigating. I think I need to go talk with the lady again. Can't walk around that way. I gotta go around the long way. I'm gonna go to dinner soon. What are you getting?
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune moment. This awful weather keeps me awake. You can entertain me with your questions.
Are you alright? Alright, are you the lady driver?
Can you just call me a lady, Herife?
Yeah?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I was told of a woman driver. You're the only woman here.
I'm not that either, Herife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul.
You're not the driver everyone's
I'm
terrified
only
of?
terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me.
Why are you scary to people who used to know you?
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was.
Then who's the female driver I was told
How
about?
should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to?
Yeah, I understand. I was in college. I know what you mean. You said the long haul.
The big
that's...
ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there. It's all just...
He comes along as if to tack on a repeat.
In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay.
In the background, a quiet song seeps from her cabin into the air. You don't hear any vocals.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, I'm not getting anywhere. Everyone's telling me it's that guy, and then I go over and he's like, no, it's that guy. But nobody's pointed to each other. She thinks this guy's it. He doesn't know anything. That guy down there thinks she's it. This guy thinks it's the guy down there.
Looking for something?
Where's the lady
I
driver?
don't know what you're talking about.
Alright, first, you knew he didn't
He
do
did
it.
something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
He's been expecting this. He's really puffed himself up.
Why are you smirking?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cubs don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
Actually, we do.
No. He means La Puta Madre.
The name resounds like a bell in the air, a dark gong. You get a bad feeling about it. Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
Okay.
Yeah, him.
Cross your arms and nod.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
You're
Don't
not
say anything.
peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is. It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
He tries to light a fresh cigarette, but his hands are shaking.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him.
I'm gonna... I feel like I should. Yeah, I'll come back in a second.
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races.
What's up with all the racist people?
Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Okay, so you're just a racist.
I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books, huh? The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
Yeah, you're really superior.
Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? Huh? When members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority, they stop competing for resources.
And?
This concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damn kits are showing up good lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruder species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory. It's
I'm
true.
not saying anything.
Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring.
Yeah, you're a fucker.
Don't push your luck, runt.
Gives you a disgusted look and turns elsewhere.
Looking for something, Runt? Come to tell me to fuck
Oh
off again?
shit! I actually heard that. All right, so let's see. Apparently, I can like reset my skill points if I want to. I'm gonna quick save.
Looking for something, Runt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
The main thing is to not overdo it, even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing is, how does it look on your resume?
Now, I can save scum if I want. I'm not going to, but I could. I don't like this man. That would be cheating. Well, I don't know what to say now. All these options stink. You want to talk?
What? What do you think we're doing right now, Runt? We're outside, talking.
Well,
There's
shit.
some kind of homo thing?
Yeah, maybe it is.
Okay, that's enough, detective. That's enough. We'll just have to ask someone else about the lady driver. Let's go.
Well, shit. I fucked it up.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
It's in the
The
window.
windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
What about the backseat?
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
You think the lorry belongs to our tough guy?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
There he is, in front of Rita. smoking nervously, hoping it's over.
What about the
The
stickers?
driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels.
Looking for something, Aunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
I can do it again.
Failing the last time was so demoralizing and puzzling that you just can't work up the rage anymore.
Why don't I... Isn't there like a respec thing? There was a thing I could do where I could like take points out and try again. But I don't remember how. Or if I even have the ability to try. I don't see a button for it. But it definitely said I could. I don't know. This just tells me about it. Yeah, there's just no button for it. Maybe I'm wrong and I can't do that? But I could have sworn I did. If only I knew somebody who played this game.
Yes?
I have maybe another option.
Looking for something, Aunt? It's not the most popular topic. I'm not. People who've studied these things say that. Open your eyes. Haven't you? This concerns you, policeman. It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races.
All right,
Who knows
let's
what might
pretend we're
happen?
racist.
Good. If we, the evening people, pull together, we can form a bulwark against these troubled times. Root out the forces that seek to undermine the well-being of our people.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi's stern expression remains unchanged, but you sense he can't be happy about this turn of events. Oh no, not too happy.
Hey, look, it worked.
Failing the last time
Fuck!
was so demoralizing and puzzling that you just can't work up the rage anymore.
God damn it. All right, give me a minute. I'm mad. I got bad RNG. Give me a better dice roll. That's kind of weird that they gave this thing a dice roll.
Looking for something, Aunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
All right, let's try this.
Looking for something, Aunt?
I am
not
racist.
I'm not. People who've studied this. Open your eyes. This concerns you, policeman. It's true. Good.
Lieutenant, oh no.
Okay, how about now?
The main thing is to not overdo it.
Make me run.
We'll just have to ask someone.
God damn it. Okay, I'll be back in a second.
A lorry stuck, the windows, the driver, the back.
Racist, likely.
Very.
I'll talk to you in a second. Okay, this time for sure.
Looking for something, Aunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Men like this
Thank God.
only respect two things: strength and fear.
All right, where is it?
Fuck you. I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
What's the right thing to do? Let's go with this one.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how he saves face.
Where is
Past
it?
the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now leave me the fuck alone, okay?
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too.
Oh. What?
When you said before that you were down with racism, was it meant in earnest? Or were you just trying to win his confidence?
That was a lie.
I suppose that's a relief. Just be careful how often you avail yourself of this technique. A lie may be useful in the short term, but I have a way of catching up with you later.
I had to do it for the skill check.
And one more thing. As you've seen, these sorts of attitudes are quite common in Martinez, so I expect this to happen again and again. I've had this conversation enough times in my life. From now on, I'm going to stay out of it. How you choose to respond is your business, but be careful. Now let's move on.
I'm not actually racist. I promise. So where's the green one? Is it even down here? No, that's this guy again. This is green. This isn't broken down. Is it that one lady again? I don't think it would be, but I'm sort of at a loss. It's not raining anymore, but it sounds like it's raining. Oh, this one.
This green found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
Let's try
The
and peek
glass
in.
on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and two steering levers.
Hey, Cody.
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced. There's no pick in this lock. The owner has put special care into it. It's a recessed design.
Let's get the pry bar from my kinema and smash in the window.
Really?
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
Okay. Good to see you, though, Cody.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Pull out toolbox.
A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work.
Give me the pry bar.
The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand. heavier than you'd think, useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes, especially belts. It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue, blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook.
I have tools. All right, let's go smash her fucking window. Good plan.
This screen found, A to Z, contemporary, is parked in the shadow of the ruins.
I need to actually equip it.
This screen found, A to Z, contemporary, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It
let's give it a
seems
try.
better day. Pry bar in hand, you take a hard swing at the window. A loud thunk rings out and the pry bar bounces back, leaving a tiny spider web on the glass.
This window appears to be shatterproof.
No, it's not shatterproof. Give me that.
He takes the pry bar from you, gestures for you to step back, then with a
He
little warning.
smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement. You can just reach in now.
I'm just gonna
The
open
smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
Check the pedals.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
The driver glued sandpaper to the throttle.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a pull-out toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
All right, what's in the
A
toolbox?
metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper. It's an issue of Petit Férique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Radio, posters, a trace of motor oil smell under all the cigarettes. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed. Likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Why would anyone need so many?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range, too.
A 20-kilometer radius at least. Perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
Can we do anything with this radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old toolbox under the seat. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat.
All right, what do we
The
got?
actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. The actresses and the rare actor all smile you a warm goodbye. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
What?
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
What do you think?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net. I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
What about the movie posters?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
It will. Yeah, the voice acting in this game is really good. A lot of women here, especially for a lady driver's cabin.
Yes, well,
It's more.
Unimportant.
How do you think this is connected?
we didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But somehow, I doubt that Evrard Claire would be oblivious to something like this happening right under his nose. My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery hill, but we just might be able to pin them down, indirectly, down the road.
The RCM do anything?
We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my
Great, thank
station
you.
and suggest our narcotics department look into it.
Okay.
There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
What do you
The
think?
fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either. Debrief over. After you.
Okay. What did I figure
Finger
out about
pistols,
finger
9
pistols?
millimeter. Snap, snap, baby. Turns out guns aren't that much for protecting as they are for attacking people. If you want to protect people, really work for them, you have to whip out your signature dual 9mm Villiers finger pistols. Who needs real guns anyway?
First run.
That conversation you just had, it would have gone better had you snapped those bad boys at them. Note, 9mm dual finger pistols do not count for an actual weapon in a gunfight.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's my first playthrough. I should probably put the pry bar away. I have to go around. Let's see. You want to go... Got a minute? What?
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
So you did know something.
Nah, man. I was telling you the truth. I really didn't think it'd be her. She's okay. Sort of troubled, but still. A nice person.
What else do you know about her?
Nothing. We just talked a bit. About life and stuff. She left me a key so I can park a lawyer if the jam broke. So, she in trouble or what?
No trouble.
Oh man, that's like a load off my mind. All that stress was messing up my rhymes.
What's with those rhymes anyway?
Oh, you know. Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft.
Why Tommy Lehom?
Tommy Lehm was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
It's more him.
I got
The
another
man
question.
taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Hit me with your best verse.
Wait, there's something here, stored away in some dusty corner. It starts like,
A mirror's temperature is always absolute zero. It is ice in the veins. A camera is an X-ray.
Whoa. What else?
It is a chalice held out to you in silent communion.
Silent communion. That's good.
Where graspingly you partake of a shifting identity never your own.
Dang. That's some great shit. You came up with that yourself.
I think the words are mine.
Fucking hey. Seems I got you all wrong. Cops aren't much known for their artistic sensibilities these days. It's good to meet a fellow poet. Someone with an appreciation for real text. The others here, so you don't really get it.
Cops are human too?
Yeah. I guess I owe you an apology for thinking otherwise. And again, great shit.
Give me a
you
thumbs up.
found some common ground with this man. Even impressed him. The next time you look in the mirror, though, remember those words.
I'll see you later. Alright, boat lady. We'll see what's up. He told me not to talk about the, not to tell her about the investigation. Just to tell her that we looked into it.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke to the lorryman about the roundabout.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Where are these eyes located?
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
No.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn.
Okay.
I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
Mm-hmm. Bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing, man. This is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
And the lynching and strike?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Yeah, one of them's dead.
So, what happened?
The story is,
Well, you
one
know
of
that.
them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched. Nothing.
And then?
Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now.
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
That's not good. That's not good.
It's not good, no. My only hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
He grabs a hold of the mainsail.
if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
They would have to project strength and power.
The Débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
Yeah, like 20 Hornets can kill like 200 bees. It's pretty fucked up.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
This is a pretty bleak scenario.
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
You said the deceased man assaulted a woman?
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
What else did they
that
say?
The man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
What can you tell me about the colonel? Or the Crenell?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
What else you got?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
You contact the company and tell them to call them
I
off?
have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
So did you know the guy who got killed?
If you mean did I see him alive, yes. But I did not know him.
What was his name?
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
And what was his nationality? How old was he?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
I'm gonna ask the other
If you
question.
mean, did I... Lely.
Tell me about
One
the others.
is a man. Courty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Courty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color? The deceased's.
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
Hang of regret in her voice.
That's all right, then. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50.
What else?
In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury.
Where are the other two?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Okay, good to know.
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
We still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Well, it's more than a 50%. Here we go.
This is so embarrassing. You have no idea. There's something wrong with your brain. Luckily, the lieutenant still has his.
I rolled a 1 and a 4.
Ma'am, with all due respect, I've been around Martinez, and there's a giant hulk of a man in ill-fitting clothes at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work. His heart really isn't in it.
Not a terribly good actor, that one. Still.
And the other one, the Paul, must be in one of the 4-story buildings overlooking the roundabout. She was reporting back to you while we were canvassing the lorry drivers.
That would afford a good vantage point. Still, I hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
How much time
Until
do we
the
have?
executions start.
Immortal.
Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Can you tell me about the tattoos?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She's over the guard wire and takes the photo in her hands.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a trigger not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet and observe her expression.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
He points to one on the photo
I
paper.
can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
In a pattern?
Close. port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What's the point?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now?
This one's going nowhere but the morgue.
The times have changed.
What travels did he make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Preto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Preto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
What's that?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
I probably should ask them at some point.
Do what you have to do, detective. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security. But if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
Maybe I'll decide not to do it.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Bye. I think it's time to go back and talk to either a giant racist man or talk to the Blob. Either one, I think. Maybe I'll talk to the Blob and get my gun. I have a point if I need it. Yeah, I'll talk to that guy later. Also, I don't think he would know. He showed up later. Like, the mercenaries showed up, and they, like... They got... That one guy got into trouble, got lynched. A couple days went by. Days that I did not cut down the body. Then... You know, like a day or two ago, that one guy who's in the bar now came in. So, I would not have... He wouldn't know if the sexual assault took place. And somebody else would have to know. Let's go talk to the Blob. See if we can get our gun. Actually, do you know anything?
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
I got some questions.
No trouble at all, mister.
I don't have any questions, actually. That was a lie. Hey, stinker.
Mr. Dubois, every worker...
A member of the board.
That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervor now burns in your heart, too. How can I help you today?
I did it. I turned it off.
What?
The shady brew. You told me to make it shadier? I didn't. It had alcohol in it, now there's none.
Did I? Well done then, Harry. I like not knowing about it, and I'm sure you made the right call. I spend the whole day delegating tasks, and it's a great relief to see people taking initiative. I don't even want to know what all of that means.
Hi, Sea Boots.
Brew, shady, alcohol, turned off. I'm gonna let the world surprise me.
I think it's time I should open up the door.
A fantastic change of heart, Harry. Go talk to Manana down by the gates. He'll brief you and give you the key.
And just like that, it's happening. The roller coaster is moving. Too late to take it back now.
Just open one little door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. That's it. Anything else we should discuss?
I'm told the union is involved with the local drug trade.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny Fat Guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
No, no way.
You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what? I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want, and let's change the subject.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
I don't like you.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Let's go unlock
See
the
you
door.
soon, Debardeur. Just kidding, but not too much.
I don't want to do the thing, but he also probably has my gun in his desk and won't give it to me. He's kind of cool, but not a superstar. Listen. As far as... Alright, here's the thing. I am basically this character. I determine what I'm going to click. Right? With that in mind... I am not a superstar. So that means Harry's probably not going to be a superstar. That said, not true checkmark. You're a niche internet micro celebrity. Oh, fuck, dude. Yeah, you're full of it. I'm not that. I'm not a fucking celebrity. I am a guy who enjoys the company of the people who enjoy watching him stream. I enjoy having you people around. And although people say things like parasocial relationships aren't, you know, real friendships and stuff, I try my best. I try my best to make, you know, be a good pal. I'm gonna quick save.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
Nice enough.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains.
A smile adorning his face.
Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Yeah, you got a key to a door?
Huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
Said it belonged to a weasel.
Oh, say no more. I got you.
He taps the side of his nose with a little wink.
I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I'm not really doing this for political reasons.
Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it, I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the wailing in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
We're behind the greenhouse.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything I should know about this task? Will the guy be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
Who he is and what they're fighting for? This is interesting.
All right. By the way, he could just fall down right now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, it did the thing again. It opened up a thing and then immediately, I can't do anything. It's a good thing I quick saved. I saw like a menu pop up for 1 second and then it just like disappeared. Give me just 1 moment while the game restarts. It says I can't start it because it's running. That's not true. Just start it up. Thank you. I'd like to at least unlock the door today. I'll have to talk to the man again. That's okay. And no, Sea Boots, I do like you. Don't you worry. I'm now inside of him.
So, how'd you like our... It's buttered right. You talked to the... A key, huh? What door is that? Oh, I got that. Oh, so what you're looking...
Okay, but...
The janitor, none of this mess we're in. I'm more of a...
Who he...
Would you go down the goddamn stairs? We beat up a racist man. Kim had to ask me later if I was actually racist. The answer was no. You're still here. I should probably... Oh, probably that door. How do I get back there? Oh, that's how. Should I cut this guy down? I should probably cut this guy down.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin is marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. On his chest, a fading web of tattoos. The cargo belt used to hang him from the tree looks reinforced.
We need to talk about getting him down.
Yes, we do.
Oh, wait. I have to go talk to the dock workers. That's right. I have the cutters, but that's it. So, what? I asked the people in the... How do I get in? Oh, wait. Hold on. Now I've got a dilemma. Does that mean I have to go through racist man to cut down the body? I'm sorry, second racist man. I realize now there's two.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head.
Oh shit, it's actually him.
The leather upholstery is worn.
Don't you have better
and
things to do,
against your
like
jaw.
coke?
You don't hear any movement. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp.
Knock?
You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound. No response comes from the apartment.
I guess no one is in?
What's your opinion?
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself. Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about.
So you don't mind if I unlock the
If
door?
the Merc Tribunal happens before we solve this, we are looking at casualties. What's one unlocked door compared to that? On the other hand, we could just leave and tell Evrart we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it.
You'll lie to him?
Yes. Presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. You took this task. You make the call.
I feel like he might know.
The door is right here. You can just open it and be done with this. Besides, if you never open it, you're never gonna find out what's behind the door.
I should probably just unlock the door.
You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. Only curiosity could account for stepping over that threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator. A fountain of quicksilver.
I'll just take a peek. See what's going on in here, at the very least. It's just somebody's room. I probably don't want to touch anything. Nobody's gonna notice that. That's a consumable. You can almost feel the warmth of the red sun.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
What's with the
This
sun?
isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle.
And what's that?
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
The old flag.
Mm-hmm. The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing.
What's this say? A book titled The Hidden World of Walking Sticks. Whoever lives here admires fair-haired fantasy heroes with big muscles. Oh, like Hercules? A dress shirt. Alright, I guess I'll just steal this man's dress shirt. I stole his shirt. It makes me smarter. Do I lose? Conceptualization. Probably fine. I mean, it's nice to have, like... It's nice to have, like, stats that are completely good without, like, any sort of negatives. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, let's leave. I was slightly worried about somebody just coming in, but... Nobody seems to be here. Whose apartment that actually is. I wonder if it's a character that I can actually talk to. Only you had a gun. That's why I'm doing it. I don't want to work for a fucking union guy. But if the man literally has my gun, which he hinted at having, then, you know, what's he gonna do? Shoot you with it? Yes? Wait, Union guy? Probably not, actually. He wouldn't do that because that would be an actual crime. And he's a big fan of doing crimes without, like, you know, committing himself to crimes. Hell, I mean, I just did a crime. I just did a crime to prevent crime. If you've got... What's your opinion there? If you're a police officer, it's okay.
It's okay. But, you know...
I mean, like, the U.S. court system is, like, pretty fucked up. You'll actually, like, you can catch, like, a super criminal, but if the police officer who caught the super criminal, like, did anything wrong, they could just throw out the whole case. This guy may be guilty, but you didn't, like, tell him he can stay silent, so that means we have to let him go. Isn't that so fucked up? Oh, well. Hey, what's up?
Mr. Dubois, every worker, member of the board. How can I help you today?
Can you, like, give me my gun?
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One
That would
question.
be great.
You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
Yeah, I did.
Exactly the kind of fascist memorabilia I was expecting. Weasel probably prays to it every night for the downfall of the Union.
Rights don't need to be read in actual interrogation.
Now let's get down to brass tacks.
Who knows?
It's time for men like me
Not
and you
me.
to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
Whose place is it?
Why?
What if it's connected to my case?
Believe me, he's not a killer. He's a nobody. Just a basement variety armchair fascist who comes up with needlessly complex conspiracy theories.
Did one of his complex theories turn out to be true?
What if it did? What if he took a whack in the dark? Started telling people the strike is funded by a protection racket that drove local shops out of business? What if he planned to write a hack piece to the local newspaper regarding these crazy theories he had developed? Just to stir up trouble. Wouldn't that be annoying?
That'd be awful if I interviewed with something like that. No, I'll just ask.
Journalism, Harry. I love it. You love it. And you know why? Because we've got nothing to hide. Let's keep it that way.
You are the worst.
Now, please, let's get back to the good stuff. The police
Remind me of
stuff,
Crush.
Harry. I just see myself as one of you guys. Think of me as a sergeant or something. Let's crack this, Harry.
All right, tell me about the strike and the
By
lynching.
now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
Animate him doing it.
I'm talking beasts.
They didn't do it.
Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yesut, Semenine, Sadamoritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry.
That is something mercenaries do.
Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container. About my fun container, it's a hoot, Harry. Who knows? Maybe you'll be in here the next time they move it. It will be very fun, I promise. But enough about me and my container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
Yeah, and who did the pushing? Well, actually, we know who did it. It was a bunch of dock workers. Whole neighborhood's in on it?
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base.
Who pushed?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
Okay.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
Oh, you think so?
They're like you guys.
Good job, brain.
Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
Yes.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried.
How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
You know, that's a pretty good point. Hi, Franco. The guy down in the middle, the one lady, Joyce, said that they didn't send the scabs, but that guy doesn't seem ordinary either. And he looks like he could maybe take Measurehead. Maybe. Measurehead's kind of fucking huge, though. The name of this company is Krenel this time. They might have been Sediment before.
Of course. You're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me.
Who? The remaining mercenaries are organizing a tribunal to take on the Hardys.
Tribunal? That sounds serious, Harry. We Union men should be shitting ourselves. I wish you hadn't told me that. I'm gonna lose sleep over this. Let's change the subject.
Wait, I probably shouldn't have said
He's
that.
clearly happy about the tribunal.
You don't seem too worried about it.
Oh, Harry, what do I really think about the tribunal? You're trying to climb to second base with old Everard before you've even courted him properly.
He wants you to do more things for him before.
You mentioned a lawyer girl?
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Tell me about Titus Hardy.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets. You know what, Harry? I got a feeling they're gonna show up in full force tomorrow.
The lieutenant marks something in his notebook.
In the future, I could use your backing. Could you ask them to cooperate?
But of course! It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
When you meet this Titus, tell him about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Why, are you giving this to me?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
I still need to pay that debt.
The lieutenant watches you pocket the banknote. He looks a little puzzled.
Good boy. A real team player. Now, do you have any more questions?
No.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike.
By the way, he held that out. He didn't give it to me, so that means I stole it. Haha.
I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Oh, fuck
yes,
you.
Yes, Harry. It's
You're
like
a bastard.
I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left.
I'm the law, it's
I
evidence.
want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left, so you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
What is that supposed to mean? I'm more left than you are.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is, company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
I was hoping he would sort of just say, okay.
And what would this entail?
Alright, what do you want me to do?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
Kim, what do you think of this?
Depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But he thinks it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
What are the signatures for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth center in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
I see what you want. You want me? Oh, you're a bastard. What is this place,
on the
huh?
coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
What will happen to the current occupants?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
If I happen to be there, I'll ask them.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the waterlock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist.
Can I have my gun?
Yes. What's that, Harry? You're getting a little pale. Is it the words paranoid schizophrenic and lost gun in one sentence? Don't worry, it's just a lead. It'll probably turn out to be nothing.
Well, I didn't even get my gun. I'm basically getting bullied by this man. I don't know what the right thing to do is. I'm going to rob this place. Whatever's in here, I'm taking it. Gloves. They make me tougher. I have robbed the Union. Man, there's a lot of stuff in this video game. There's so many things I can do and so many things I can like try and do. I think it's intentional though that there's so many directions that I kind of just have to pick what I want to do. Doesn't seem like the kind of game you do all of it on one playthrough, you know? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I will eventually get to everything, but right now it doesn't feel like I can. Feels like there's so much I have to be doing. Like racist man over here, who I probably have to talk to.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Isn't Everard white?
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Yeah, but how do you still serve him? How does that factor into your
Mr.
life?
Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront International Capital, which is something your race naivistic communists never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
I don't know what to tell this man that would make him happy. What would he like? Okay, yeah, alright, here's the question. What would this man like me to say? How do I charm the giant racist man? He 100% hates communism. I am not a communist.
Of course you are, Revacholian man. The failure of communism to challenge the world order is the core of your race fate. All around you, the fruits of its defeat. Individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted disease. Above all,
They faded.
Rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music?
I said I'm not a communist. I don't know who I am, but that's one thing I know.
Stop explaining yourself. No one cares about your beliefs. The conversation has moved on. Tell me, what degenerate subculture has made you dress in this shameful way?
I got it from disco.
Offshoots of the Seminoles people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race. But what is done is done.
What the fuck is this guy talking about?
I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
I have recently experienced head trauma.
I can see that. The Seminoles are the South Island race, haplogroup A4A, the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago.
Kim, do you think you could sneak past them and like open the gate?
We are the future. That is all you need to know.
You were born and raised on islands before you moved in.
I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulumbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminoles women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the pay.
Understood.
Good.
Kim, what do you think about
I
this?
think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one.
How do you know there will be a next racist?
There always is.
Race is reality.
Those tattoos mean?
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Yeah.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
My race doesn't stand a chance.
Correct.
Bye.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
What's it coming from?
From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit.
I'm a superstar.
What are you, deaf? They're perfect, like rock star politician and drug addict teacher. Embrace the superstardom you've worked so hard to establish.
I'm a little bit of a superstar, like halfway.
Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop, Dick Mullen, Salam Rocky Baye, badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera, lights.
Wait, ludicrous fancy world?
Yeah, you know. Beneath it is just heartbreak, a pulmonary tract infection, atherosclerotic disease. This is where you say action and reconceptualize all that. Reinvent it as the world's first celebrity police officer.
Okay.
With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world.
Hey, Brizzy.
It's on.
All right. Unlock a new slot to research. Alright, I'll be back later. Unless, oh, I can unlock more with, oh, I see. I will spend a skill point to unlock, being a weirdo. Sneak past you? Nah. You know, Kim, I don't think it could stop both of us. If we both, like, tried to run past him, yeah, I don't think he would stop us. Hey.
Hola, wandering man. Okay.
Done. Go down the stairs. Okay, thank you. Hey, how you doing?
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Are you a mercenary?
Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. I won't have talk like that around here. You understand?
Is there a tribunal being convened by any chance?
Fucking mug.
His giant chest deflating and his mouth slightly open.
How about you fuck off now, huh?
Okay, of course.
There could be weapons aiming at us right now, somewhere above, in the buildings. The other merc. Don't push this, he's thinking. This is not the time. The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right-to-work dance back on.
Okay. Hi, Kaleri. So this is one of the mercenaries. Now pretending to be a scab. Where am I off to now? Get 2 signatures. Oh yeah, so across from the street from the cul-de-sac, which is over here. What, do they want this signature? Is that what's going on? Let's go in here. Feels poopy. Oh, poor guy. Oh, they did. Be sure to tell me about that later, because I'm sure you don't have a ton of time. Hello.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
No thanks. You are not who I'm looking for. Where would they be? Maybe in that shack I saw down the road. That's alright. Oh. Damage looks like it could have been caused by an earthquake. Maybe a sea monster did it. Yeah, whatever. Let's go check out this. Roy's pawn shop. Okay, it said it was across the street from the pawn shop. Let's go take a look. What we got? The fuck's going on in here? Kind of antique. Off to work. Interesting game. I'll have to catch it next time. There's always a VOD channel if you're bored. A bus woman. The plaque says day.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
Dig up a cool figurine.
Everything you pick out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys.
I had like an 80% chance. Hey, this isn't too important right now. Welcome to the pawn shop. Let's check
A typical
this room.
Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
That's a streetlight. Okay, what do you got going on?
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
I feel like I'm interrupting you.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Your selection is more tasteful
It
than
keeps
others.
me entertained.
He seems more unimpressed with your snobbery.
He's well composed, but underneath it you sense psychedelic processes bubbling. Some kind of drug, maybe.
Fuck it.
Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides. But you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer. A guarded man like him wouldn't tell you if you asked out loud.
Do you have any guns?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
I did?
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
Tell me what's going on.
You weren't quiet yourself, officer.
Uh-huh.
You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And that you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
Very normal behavior. You must have been in great shape.
You're right, Brain. How much did I sell it to you for?
15 real.
Jesus.
The lieutenant looks from you to Roy, and then back to you. It's clear that he hopes this tableau might still turn out to be a bad dream. It's not, though. This has got to be the most. Wow. There's pity there, too. In case you didn't notice. The light swirls in his face and glasses. He doesn't know what to say either.
Was the buyer a policeman?
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Oh, it's probably the lady.
Right, so, let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
I don't like it either.
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
Any idea where I can find this buyer?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it right now. You'll just have to hope Everard wasn't lying and the Union can track her down in time.
Have the people from the Everett Clare's Union come to track it down?
Maybe. Shady looking guys came in here yesterday, looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I have a police weapon to sell. I told them I already sold it. They went their way. It was a trip, but you know, all sorts of people come here, asking for all sorts of things.
Wait, then it might be true. Everard's claims.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
At least now I know how I lost my sidearm.
Of course.
Can you aid the investigation?
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Think you could help me get the corpse out of the tree?
The corpse behind the hostel, I assume. I don't have a truck with a mounted platform or anything of that sort myself. Ask around the harbour. There might be some workers there who'd be willing to help.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colours.
I'd like to sell some stuff.
Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I don't care about this. Wait. What is this? Oh, I'm keeping this. I don't need postcards. I'll keep the rest. Okay.
Another time, perhaps.
Okay, goodbye. Well, just sold our gun, huh? That's not that's. So we broke into the lady's there was a lady and we broke into her van. And we found a bunch of stuff. And that might be the person who has the gun.
Evening, officers.
Man on waterlock.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
What are you doing here on the waterlock?
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company and eating his salami.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal. He seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock and the salami.
Hi, Nogue. This game is better than Shiv 2, although it's not the same kind of game as Shiv 2, so comparisons aren't really worth it. But, you know, this is a story-based game that actually had thought and care put into it.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer?
What caused the wreckage?
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol.
The words daredevil driver sound ominous to you.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
You know what's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Can I have some salami?
Sure thing.
He cuts off a slice of salami.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
He takes a slice of salami and chews on it. Thank you for the salami. Very kind of you.
A couple indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it a small metal plaque. This
Okay.
panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
Pull the lever.
Pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then, nothing happens.
Push it harder.
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal, some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Okay. No, I didn't read it out loud, but I really like your message. It makes my brain happy. Okay, so I said across the street from the pawn shop, but that's not like a thing. Okay.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Persuade him to give you money. I guess if I'm persuading him.
No need to dress this one up. Just tell him what you want.
I want your money.
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
I had to ask.
Ah, yes. Money is very important.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very good job.
Sorry, detective.
No. I wasn't asking for a bribe. I just wanted to see if I'd get money. They have gone home. It seems like we're in nighttime now. I wish there was a game with as much freedom as D&D. This feels close to that. Like, not as, like, it's not the same, but it feels pretty in-depth. There's a lot of stuff going on here. It feels like there's a billion things I can be doing right now. Hey.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I've been dealing with Edvard again.
She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy to just say.
He asked me to deliver an envelope.
Sounds like he has you running errands, detective. A well-established dominance ritual. Where did he have you deliver it?
To a nameless settlement down the coast, nearby.
Ah, yes. I've been meaning to go there.
With longing. Clear and simple longing. Strange. Why does she want to go there?
You're quite fond of this village, aren't you?
I should be. In my youth, I had a brief dalliance here in Martinez. He was an older man with impossibly broad shoulders. He's probably dead by now. Even his shack is long gone. Not that it matters. These buildings are all carbon copies of one another.
You've been to Martinez before?
Yes. I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine. We had boats and... Don't hold it against me. My paramour certainly did not.
Sounds like you miss those times.
Not overly so. It's not like this was the only place we visited. Me and my girlfriends from Azon with our shiny boats, like reavers. We told ourselves we were the worst thing to happen to the coast since the Coalition landed in '08. Imagine.
She's sentimental, all right. You don't know enough about her to find out why exactly. She will keep her secrets for now.
He wants to build a youth center.
A youth center with Edgar Clare's statue on top of it. Go ahead. Help him. Make it so. I have no power to stop him. Yes. I'm sad I'll never have the time, detective. I've always wanted a dilapidating fishing village.
She is more defensive about it than usual.
Full of ghosts and ancient memories. Has this errand yielded you any information? Of course,
no.
Detective. You can always drop by later, should something come up.
I don't know where to go talk to the... Like, I don't know where to find the people I need signatures from. I seem to talk to, like, everybody I can find, but... You know. They're still here.
Trying to sneak up on me again!
Alright. I want to drop by and see what's happening. See you next stream, probably. I will be playing Shiv 2 tomorrow, and then more of this game probably after that. And then... the next 2 days after that will just be Shiv 2. It's nice to have games that aren't Shiv 2 in my schedule, because boy howdy, Shiv 2 is a stagnant, like, mosquito-infested pool. And the mosquitoes are all longswords and messers. And one-handed swords. In the nameless fishing village. Well, I can't... How do I get to the fishing village, then, if that's the case? Maybe I can't today. Maybe I'm sort of just, like, stuck until this bridge can go down. Maybe? Hey.
Yes?
I want to know about you.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Up a little.
If you insist. What do you want to know?
You ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking, do you ever have conversations with your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
How do you know?
What? Think? I do most of my work inside my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's where his conversations with himself take place.
Tell me about a secret.
No.
Come on.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow. It's like you're locked down.
Give up.
The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
Good.
That's all.
Let's change the subject.
Tell me about the
What
case.
do you want to know?
No.
Good.
Maybe I should radio in.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I'll pick the radio again.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
I need you to connect me to a civilian, Sylvie. She may have reported a murder.
Of course. What is the number, officer?
Kim, didn't you get the number?
Yes, hold on. Her number is 005 1944 298.
Received. Hold on, officer.
Start slapping a marching rhythm on your thigh.
Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment. Takes a bit to get to the phone.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Yes, hello?
Hello. This is the police calling. I have a few questions about your last days of work.
All right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again.
Have you seen my badge?
Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The
No,
law.
my badge is missing. Have you seen it?
Oh, no. I haven't. Sorry.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. where's yours?
Kim doesn't have your uniform.
He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is. There are officers who wear the signature Perseus black uniforms to the highest ranks in the RCM and end up buried in them as well. Others do it more casually. Looks like you're one of them.
You quit your job? Why?
You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir.
Is it because of Gardy?
What? No, why would you even think that?
He told me he asked you out.
Please, don't bring Gar into this. It's none of your business. I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again.
Oh, I did it once already? Have you seen my police uniform?
Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The disco things.
Disco things? Did you call the police, right?
No, not me.
But wasn't there a corpse behind?
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the Union already knew about the corpse.
What does the Union have to do with anything?
No one calls the police. The Union would get angry.
Oh?
You know, what the Union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
Garbage.
Why did you let a corpse hang in your backyard for weeks instead of calling us?
I didn't want to get in trouble with the others.
Push her further. No, don't push her. It sounds as if she's about to cry.
I see. Or what others?
The other people who live around here. Local people. I didn't want trouble.
Her voice is resigned and weak.
What trouble?
You don't live here. You don't understand. Squealing is frowned upon here. Everything is dealt with, well, by the Union, internally. Please, I just didn't want any trouble.
Yeah.
You do? What else
I get
can
it.
I do for you?
Do you know who made the call?
No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires.
Oh.
People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the Union's phone, or the one on the coast.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Have you seen my gun?
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective.
Hey, check out my cool gun. I'm gonna go pawn it.
You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and
And what did I do?
you were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
Jesus Christ. Look at that smile down there. Jesus.
Some poor sod was trying to eat his pudding while you were screaming, spit flying, imitating the mercy shot right next to him. Spat some in his food. I don't think he touched it after.
I don't know what to say.
Me neither.
What happened to my gun?
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it, but believe me, I did not ask.
Alright.
I do hope so. Please don't call me again. Bye.
Why does she seem angry with you?
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the Whirling in Rags when she was still working there.
What did I do? Can you tell me?
I'm not mad, it's just you were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened. It just made me want to quit.
What skua thing?
Stuffed bird, the great skua. You threw it against the wall while screaming, "Fuck that bird," and laughing like a maniac.
Oh, I broke the bird.
I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there.
I screw things
It
up.
was a pretty bird. There since I started working in whirling. I really liked her. We call her Scotty.
There's genuine sadness in her voice.
You telling me I made you quit?
Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I've ever seen. And I have seen so many assholes in this place. I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you...
Go on. I don't want to know.
You were worse than all of them. Honestly, you were getting borderline aggressive. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to on repeat. No more. I hate it now.
Was that all?
Then there was your room. Your project. An experiment to see how bad it can get in there. I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me understand. I had no idea what you meant, and I don't want to know.
Damn.
And then you screamed something about how you're actually a real cool guy, and no one understands it. One of the coolest guys there is. The coolest guy in Jamrock. Something about disco, too.
I'm sorry.
And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents, causing water damage downstairs in the kitchen. I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke, threatening to kill yourself.
Police documents?
The ones I had to wrench out of your toilet.
What happened?
I don't remember what I did to your damn papers. I don't remember every little thing I do. Especially when there's a hurricane loose. It's your fault for losing them, not mine.
Something in you wants to immediately forget about this, as if there was a reason you threw them away.
I wasn't a very good tenant.
No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst.
I'm really sorry.
God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's pretend it never happened.
Guardy thought you left because of him.
Wait, really? No, this is absolutely not true. I like Guard. I really do.
Didn't he cross a line when he asked you out?
I was actually flattered. I've always liked him. It was just bad timing. With the corpse and all that.
There's a pause. You can almost see her on the other side. The telephone cord coiled around her index.
I didn't know what to say to him later. Then you came and destroyed the place. So I left without explaining. I should have told him, maybe.
I could tell him.
Okay, but please don't mess it up. Please don't take out your gun or something.
I don't have my gun. Alright, bye.
You hear a sigh of relief on the other end of the radio. Wordless, the call breaks. Then, the already familiar voice.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
I'm done with the radio now.
57's over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
I'm leaving. And... wait, hold on.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
What are Copo types?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
Sorry, cop?
Yes, sorry, cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official, then, shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here.
Won't other choreo types be jealous?
What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. They'll be super, super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual Copo type from sorry to anything.
I'm sorry.
Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million. That won't happen. Some kind of superstar. They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know It would be
Oh,
dangerous for
Jesus.
detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say.
This
To
was a
all
bad thing
this,
to
you
research.
say, fuck off and die, in a cool voice. You people have no idea how good these cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like astrophysicists, or prime ministers, or prophets. And you're the first one.
I lost one logic for that. If I unlock this, I can unlock another one. Yeah, fuck it. Hey, what's up?
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the cafeteria manager for
We
damages.
should take care of that, then.
I don't
Let's
have the
talk
money.
to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the streets. We'll figure something out.
Though he finds this situation frustrating, he is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you already do.
Kim is a very nice man. God bless him. Maybe if I tell him about the girl he wants to ask out, he'll let me sleep in the room. Talk to a couple people in here. It's all about money. Oh no, this guy's still asleep. He's been asleep for like
The worker
12
is
hours.
in a deep slumber. Perhaps he's on his way to where you just came from, into the primordial darkness. A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers itch. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
I don't want to bother this guy.
Hello again, sweetie.
No, not now. Hey.
Can I help you?
I talked to Sylvie. She left because of me, not
Wait,
you.
what? But what about the bird? Yes, the bird. I found it lying on the floor with a broken wing the morning she left.
I broke it.
You broke the skewer!
I assure you it was him.
It's as if he can't decide whether to be angry or relieved that it was you. Again.
Why on earth did you have to break the skewer?
It's a mystery.
I can't believe it. I was so sure it was Sylvie. Even worse, I thought she was trying to send me a message. Symbol of hope and all. All right. Did she say anything else? About me, you know? Did she say anything about me?
Yeah, she said she was flattered.
Really? I should give her a call then.
He doesn't know what to say.
Thanks, I guess. Was there anything else you wanted, or...
Or can you give him a moment? Somehow you realize this is not going to net you any professional discounts. Already he's reverting back to defensive.
What thing?
There's a mysterious blue door in the kitchen?
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
You know what's behind it?
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
I think you'd like to know what's back there.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so Good luck with that. What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Yes, have you got it?
What about the money? I was wondering if I could come to an arrangement.
Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
Kim was about to say something.
I understand your predicament as the manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment.
I still have my key.
Good luck trying to use it.
Taps his foot against a metal box installed in the back of the counter.
Measures.
All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock.
The conversation is
not until you bring me the money.
Okay, I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
I really didn't want to resort to this. The man is thinking.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
Well, we're kind of a bad cop, aren't we? Or maybe, how often do you think this guy gets drunk? Do you think this was always the thing, or do you think this was just the thing lately? We don't actually know.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gate.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Transport enclosure? Regular people just call it the cage.
What is this? Oh wait, look at this.
The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
I confiscated these 4 a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
What are these?
They are spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them, it's just for vanity.
A vanity he wouldn't mind.
What do you mean you confiscated them?
A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high.
So you took his spinners?
Mm-hmm. I took them and arrested him for driving under the influence.
I would have confiscated them too. They're mesmerizing. But isn't it? Yeah, isn't that corruption?
Is it? I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back.
Did you want to put these on the machine?
No, that would be silly. I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC anyway. A cop with spinners. That would be outrageous.
Outrageously cool?
Exactly.
Wait, oh, I pressed the wrong one. Fuck. I'm sorry you have to sell them because of me.
As I said, they're useless anyway. I should have remembered I have these earlier.
But thank you.
Thank you for your help.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
He's offering to help. We shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. He is a very nice man. Reload to press the right one. It's alright. Plus, I don't remember the last time I saved. Hey.
Greetings on this fine night. What brings you here?
The weather's terrible.
Is it? Spring is capricious, yes.
It's cool you're still open.
The pawn shop is always open.
What are you high on?
Nope, still no clue. You obviously haven't been doing enough drugs lately.
I'd like to
Yes,
sell.
we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump a mesk banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
Lieutenant explains and opens the register and counts the cash.
Of course. I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you.
Thank you. Here's the 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
I'm not
The
going to waste it.
windfall is a small consolation.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
No.
Another time, perhaps.
Goodbye. Wait, well, I have one more thing. I would like to try putting on things that make me look more drunk. Put on the funky gloves. There.
The
Wait, what's
pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something, soft, yet crinkly.
And?
Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar.
Greetings on this fine night. What brings you here?
Oh, I can't try it again, even though I have the things to boost it. Ah, Will. Put back on the funky gloves. And the, Well, I don't know which one's worse. They're both kind of bad. Actually, I wonder if the salesman across the street has any good clothing. I didn't actually check. I just assumed it would be garbage. My mom made some bread. Anyway, you want some? Dude, my mom made me banana bread. It's so good. She didn't even make it right, but it was still good. It was kind of burnt on the outside. But, yeah, it didn't matter, because it's still, like, very sweet. Like weird bread. It's, like, folded. What is it? What's it called? He's not here. Why would he be? It's, like, 9:30. What she's doing out here still? I don't know the name in English. Translate it! Do it! What time is it? It's 8 o'clock here. I should probably make my food soon.
Can I help you?
Alright.
Yes. Have you got it?
I got the money.
Well?
I'm sorry for the trouble.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow.
He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him.
The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
I saw another thing.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
I saw that the Union, the mess hall is reserved for the Union.
Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
Can you send a picture of it in the food channel, Seaboots?
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
How do we find
We
them?
don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even men on strike.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
It's after 6 16, and the sign says it's reserved starting at 16. Why isn't anyone
Good
there?
question.
They're probably getting drunk or protesting something somewhere. Or laying low after the, lynching.
Whatever he may feel about you, he can't miss the opportunity to throw you a look of what he assumes is shared understanding. Go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Union guys think they're untouchable. They probably fucking killed that guy or something, and now think they can hide out till it all blows over, and it's fair weather again in Martinez.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance sooner or later.
Yes?
That's it. Goodbye. Well, I guess it's time to go.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Just
Night,
a moment.
Lieutenant.
We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Okay. Oh, I'm going automatically. Something else I wanted to talk to you about.
The air
Goodbye,
outside
dumbass.
is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically.
I didn't know you smoked.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
I think I might want to pick up smoking. How'd you get so
You
cool?
mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
No, it wouldn't.
Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool quite a bit, below it all.
Alright,
Yes.
debrief.
It's been a long and eventful day.
How did it go?
Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. Our inspection was also very thorough, and we've already started following up on leads. The body is still hanging from that tree, which is unfortunate. And there's still much to do at the crime scene.
He is not particularly satisfied with your progress, but he doesn't want you to feel completely discouraged. Probably out of fear that you'll just give up and keep drinking.
Well, we need people's help to get the body down. I don't know who to ask to get the help. I'll be in much better shape tomorrow.
I look forward to that. As for the interviews, we conducted an interview with Everard Clan. He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information, however.
I'm a little intimidated by him. He has stuff
Well,
on me.
we will have to work through that. Claire also helped you, how should I say, remember your name? That's a relief.
Well, I'm not getting a new name.
Moving on. We interviewed Joyce Messier, the Wildlands rep, and learned a lot. None of it very good news for us or Martinez, but
Gives you a quick nod of acknowledgement.
above all, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I don't want to waste my time. My mind moves fast, and the rest has to try
It's
and keep up.
impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills.
That nods thoughtfully.
Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
He likes my shoes. So what are our powers exactly, the RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Rebachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
1,000, why not more?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Rebachol.
Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station closely. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
How can you be sure the arrestee shows up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
And if someone
we are
resists?
permitted to use whatever force we deem necessary, even lethal.
Have you ever killed anyone?
Yes. The last time was 4 years ago.
He says it matter-of-factly and moves on. He has internalized it well. It's just that. A fact. A self-contained past event.
What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couvin and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
Who makes all these rules?
Yes, the international
Government?
community's mission in Ravachol, and the moral intern, more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Ravachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's say it was the citizen. No, they don't like us. Let's say it was the government.
It's probably more honest, yes. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
What is
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
If I didn't know, how would you describe them?
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
Do they believe
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
What's their symbol?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something ominous.
Who is Dolores
A
Day?
historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
What do you think of
The
them?
moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
You like them, don't
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad, but the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me. Do you?
you? I have an opinion. I think we need to do a better job.
In fact, we would need them even if you didn't think that way. We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Maybe we should make our own law?
Spoken like a revolutionary, not a cop. But hypothetical aside, in Martinez we already are vigilantes. At least the Union thinks so. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
Well, I'm a little reasonable.
The air suddenly feels calmer, more transparent in a strangely tender way. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin. But something tells you
How drunk do you have to be to get a hangover like 18 hours after you drank?
It's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
Where is it?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How do you bring those circumstances?
Incrementally. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
What are all the things wrong now?
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the Kingdom of Conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But that's no excuse not to keep working. What sang-froid?
What is it really about? What's it really like?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe. Partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The Kingdom of Conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
Let's
Slow
give it a try.
down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow?
Let's get there eventually.
That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, a long time from now, we are all going to be so much happier.
I'm gonna actually stop this one, I think, and go for... Wait, calm what? That makes me not intimidating. Maybe it's for the best, though. Or maybe I'll come back later. This game is neat, and I have no idea how long it's gonna take or how everything is gonna go, but it's neat. See you in the morning.
Yes?
Bye. He just walked through the door. That's okay.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Can I find the source of the expression?
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now.
Attempt to stop the expression from happening. Use your chain cutters to fix the faucet and stop the steam from fogging the mirror. I can do that in a second. Let's fix the mirror.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. The faucet is quite terribly mangled, but you just might be able to twist its parts into place. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure.
Stay one?
The
Yes.
faucet regains a recognizable shape. The steam stops. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
Come back again tomorrow. Actually, I can try again. I have 2 points. Let's give it one try.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your face in the mirror, adorned with the expression.
Let's do it.
It belongs in the new,
Holy
the
shit, we did
third
it.
decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species. Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume Lamillion, out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
So I adopted it? Why?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
I feel like I need to make a click-click sound.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume Lamillion's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix, because, unlike Guillaume Lamillion, you are a police officer. It's your nifty little way to say, I'm armed and dangerous.
But I'm not armed.
There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression, looking good on you, or anyone. 2 decades, if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Anything else? Like who I am, why I became a cop, why I drank a lot?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for that.
Well,
it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Why would I stop the Why would I stop it? What happens if I stop it? That seems like a big choice. But knowing the origin, getting rid of the steam, and reciting the poem to Tommy have all contributed. Dare I? Is it a good thing to do? I don't know. Help me. Is this a thing I want to do? I mean, look at it. I mean, it does say attempt. Do it. Well, I trust you.
It's like something snaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you.
Well, now I'm sad.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. You see your face, such as it is without the expression. It's just hairy.
Why did I do that? But why did I do it?
The fan stands still. The lights are off again.
Now I'm normal. I guess I'm normal. But why? Now I'm just sad.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The
Regular,
sheets look awful.
Why did you make me do this? Crawl into the awful bed.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come.
Why did I do this? I didn't make you do anything. You said do it, but why'd you tell me?
Sleep doesn't come.
Is this me? But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Check the pillow.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly.
Check the blanket.
It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. A bit tense in the muscles. Relax.
Electrochemistry told you to do it. Things, would you do it? You are not electrochemistry. You are my friend.
Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily.
Roll over?
It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Who killed him?
Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
No more thoughts.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
That's me.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
No.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
No. Maybe I left?
Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I'll get him back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What's that?
Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm gonna solve the case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
There's more than one?
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already.
A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork, barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry.
Oh, yeah, I didn't take my clothes off.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Well?
Good going, buddy.
Shut up. Is that how it's gonna be when I close my eyes?
Yes. Wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What's going on?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more.
No.
Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
I'm not gonna do that.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week? Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
Nah, I'm doing it.
Suit yourself. Slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
I will. I need to eat some goddamn food. So thank you everybody for coming by and hanging around for a game that's not Chivalry 2. I'll be back again tomorrow. I'm going to play Chivalry 2 at the start of the next stream as well, and then we're going to come back to this after. Thanks for the stream. Absolutely. Thank you for being here, at least for the little bit. Good night, everybody. I'm going to make a steak because I'm hungry. And I've been streaming 7 hours, and I didn't eat really anything for breakfast. Whoops.